Well, there's no like concrete plan yet.
So Graham was saying that in the Hex that Caro and Calvin were overseas at the time.
Yeah, in the UK.
Yeah, trying to secure investment. Some people are saying a sale. I don't know. So there's obviously something in the works, but I mean, like they have to figure something out
Yeah.
to get out of this financial rut if they want to.
Yeah.
If they want to. If they are not too stressed, maybe their time's up. Maybe they're not too stressed. Maybe they just feel someone will take it over. I don't know, bro.
What are they gonna do with the PR then?
It'll be a parcel and package, I guess. It'll still be a commercial gym.
No,
that
but I mean,
operates for now.
if they give up, if they just call it a day.
Yeah, I guess someone would just buy over the brand, and that would be included.
But some areas are actually retrenched though, so
Yeah, it's true. It's strange times for the EFC, man. Super, super, super strange times. But I
Yeah.
mean, this is what we were just looking at now. This seems to be like the running joke at the moment. What is this person saying? Oh, I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, I can't read it.
TM squared MMA.
I'm sure the amateurs are thrilled to go pro, earn 4,000 Rand in their debut match. Yeah, like, I get it. People are throwing shade, man. But I mean, like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, so Graham came out and said, look, we're in financial trouble. So this is the situation. We can't pay. So what do you say to people now? Like,
Yeah, but you know,
like you can't keep throwing the shade like they've earned it. You know what I mean? It's not like they're
Yeah.
hiding it anymore.
No, 100%, and you have to respect them for coming out and telling you what's happening.
Yeah.
First of all, just back to that, this guy TM squared MMA. I'm sure the amateurs are thrilled to go pro and earn 4,000 Rand in their debut match. First of all, your debut match, you're definitely going to earn more money than that. Like, I'm not at liberty to talk about purses, but it's more than that. Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't know. I personally don't want to see the UFC go.
Yeah.
I love the UFC, but the problem is that it doesn't seem like there's a definitive way forward, you know. So, and that's like a bit scary. I like this fact that they've got some new initiatives coming, and trying to like mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It
So-
just seems like the sponsorship pool has kind of stagnated over the last couple of years. While there has been like some growth, it doesn't feel like the economics around it have grown. So
This is what I was thinking about as well. Like, the sad reality is that the EFC is in danger. You know what I mean? And like, it's fine and well to throw shade because you know we're all gonna get negative about it at some point. But the reality is, if they don't come right, it's gonna become quite awkward. You know what I mean? And they are trying to, like, I mean, Graham spoke about this. Look, I think this idea has been thrown at them a few times. I know Richie has said it many times, you know, like suck in some amateur promotions, use the PR, you know, get the shows. So why it makes sense to me is because now instead of having to logistically pay costs for all these guys to come overseas, that you're trying to bring in all these internationals,
yeah,
which is cool, and it legitimizes the promotion and it makes it exciting. You've got all these cool international talents. You're now finding your direct talent in the country. That's what I'm saying. I would like to see that, like, I mean, you spoke about it, venture into Africa as well. You know what I mean? Why are we
definitely.
not sourcing Africa? Because if you want to become a hub for African talent, and especially like, let's say like a guy like Ibrahim Amane, if you thought he was a massive talent, you brought him here, you built him up, you showcased him, and then he went onwards to the UFC, then you're an African powerhouse. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Don's been able to do it, but I think Don did most of that on his own, to be honest. Like, obviously he had the platform of the EFC, which he got to express himself and got to earn a title, and like a very well recognized title.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was done on his own. You know what I mean? So the EFC can't claim any stake to what they did for him. Yes, they provided an opportunity, but the rest of the stuff was done by Don, realistically. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to start now finding local talent, hopefully, obviously, as the financial situation gets better, let's maybe not focus on the international market too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to, I mean, they use the picture of Jared van der Aa and all these cool internationals, you know what I mean? But we've got the talent here, so we can focus on that quite comfortably.
I've never been like super excited about a lot of the talent that's been brought over, you know. Maybe like I was a little bit excited about the Christian Holly fight because he had a little bit of a name coming in here, but like someone like Jared Fennerai, no offense to him, but like it wasn't any bigger than having a local guy fight, you know. So I think some people put too much stock in international fighters, whereas I think we should kind of cut it back down to the bare bones and just go locals, Africans, and keep it at that for a while, you know.
Man, there's some fucking scary talent on our South African shores. I mean, I put a post out about Eliza. I said, keep your eyes on this kid. You know what I mean? Bro. Like, dude, that dude is fucking scary. And this is like they were talking. You know, Joe Rogan. They were talking about Champion Dalchan. I mean, you've obviously got Francis Ngannou. These are normalities in Africa. These dudes are normalities. There's so many of them. There's so many Francis Ngannous out there. There's so many Kamaru Usmans out there. You know what I mean? Like the genetics are there. It's just the skill set that has to be developed.
I think. Stylebender said it the best. He's the runt of his people, you know. Like he really is like the least African built African in the UFC, you know.
Yeah, sure.
But that's a thing, you know. Like there's a genetically, like Central Africa is very different to the rest of the world, you know. Like Eliza, like when I pitch up to training and I see Eliza, like I avoid that like the plague on the mat, bro. Like I don't go anywhere near him. I don't want to drill with him. I don't want to roll with him. I don't want to do anything. I just avoid him because you know what? That oak genetically is like superior.
Dude, it's actually insane how tough that dude is. I think it was on Tuesday or whatever, Wednesday or whatever, we're doing like positional drills. And like after like 30,000 rounds inside control, he's like, hey guys, I'm fighting this weekend. I need to go easy. I'm like, dude, like, why are you saying this now? You know what I mean? Like, after all you've been through, you're saying it now. Like, you know, you could have stopped 20 rounds ago.
No, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? And like, the dude's like not even sweating, bro. But he's like, no, it's okay, cool. I need to chill out. And I mean, okay, he just won the Alpha MMA belt. He fought Simon Domingos, who's been around a long time. I know Simon. I've trained with him.
He just knocked out Josh Thunders.
Yeah,
like
he knocked out Josh. Was a wild exchange. His ground game is maybe not the best, but he's a big dude. He's been on the scene for quite some time. You know, he's been involved with Brandon Katz's gym for quite some time. So he's not a Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? And Eliza's 21 and he's an absolute animal. But the moral of the story is that these guys are everywhere, man. You know what I mean? Like if you just kind of
you can just stay in the same gym. You look at Popanga.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. For people who haven't met Popanga or seen him in real life or like rolled with him or anything, that another genetic freak. You know,
insane. Rocky Lunga.
The first time I went to Apex, Rocky was there, and obviously I was a bantamweight, and he was registered as a featherweight. And I got there, and I was busy contemplating a move up to featherweight. And I got there, and I looked at Rocky, and I had to draw with him. And I was like, fuck that idea going up to featherweight, bro. I was like, no way. The oak looks like he was chiseled out of stone. Got the most ridiculous strength for his size. It was mental, bro.
He's a savage, dude, and that's another guy like just waiting in the shadows. I think with enough time, he's also a young dude with enough time. Guys like this are so naturally talented. They're genetically gifted. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of like getting the time in the training and if they actually put in the time. Dude, these dudes will be your next generation of African fighters. Because I don't know, people are listening to this like, what the fuck are these? Who are these people talking about? You know what I mean? But like, if you look and follow our pages, you'll see them. These kids are scary, man. And we're saying it because we've got first-hand experience. We've trained with these guys. Dude, I promise you, I'm 118 kilos every given day. These oaks, man, handle me. At times I feel like I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I feel helpless. You know what I mean? Like it's insanity. It's just that they haven't.
That's why you avoid them.
they just haven't got that like skill set to really rip you apart yet. But it's in the works. You know what I mean? It's in the works. Dude, we weren't here last week, so we didn't get to speak about the
Avi Gates.
The Avi Gates. I like it. I was going to say the drip saga of 19.
Oh man,
that I got
I actually found that entire situation completely like ludicrous in every element. You know, it's like one person's calling the other person out while they did the same thing. both of them highly illegal under WADA sanctioning.
Thing ever. The best thing ever.
So I mean, I read up about so for whoever didn't follow it, Themba found a very blurry photo. It could definitely be disputed.
Look, realistically,
of who it is.
Realistically, that picture actually looked more like Conrad Siak. It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody.
It was such a ridiculously poor photo. But anyway, Themba had a photo of Luke supposedly getting an IV. He says it was directly after weigh-ins in Cape Town. Luke disputes the timing of it, admits that there was an IV, a vitamin drip, right? Then finds out from the people that he got the vitamin drip from that they gave Themba a vitamin drip. And then Themba, obviously, his rebuttal was that he had a kidney infection and gastro.
For the umpteenth time.
Yeah, so he had to have it done. So I thought, okay, before I get too involved in this conversation, let me research what the actual ruling is. And it states that all IVs out of hospital. So if you haven't been admitted to hospital and being treated in hospital, so not even in casualty. So if you get a drip in casualty, that's also illegal, right? You have to be admitted into hospital and administered a non-prohibited substance through the IV to get it reviewed to not be you breaching the protocol, right? So Themba, with whatever condition he had, going to is as illegal as if Luke went and had it after the weigh-ins.
Because I just I wanted to ask you this. So it's the WADA ruling is quite clear on this.
Yeah,
they don't muck about. So they were saying that there is a medical exemption, but you can't just say I was sick so I had one.
Yeah.
It has to be authorized by WADA themselves.
Yeah.
Am I correct? So
100%.
You would have to like pre-approve that before you could get that.
I think in certain instances you don't need pre-approval. I think like in the instance that you were admitted to hospital under a registered condition and you received an IV, that's acceptable.
Cool.
Right? Provided it's not a prohibited substance. So if you get corticosteroids via, I don't know if they do put like corticosteroids via IV, but if let's say it was that and you got an IV in hospital, that's still prohibited. You're still not allowed to do that, right? But you can get like a saline drip or ringers or whatever it is that you'd normally get for rehydration. That you can get it in hospital for a medical condition. If you go to casualty, that's not regarded as in hospital; it's regarded as out of hospital. If you get a drip in casualty, it's a breach. If you get a drip outside the hospital in any other circumstance, it's a breach. So yeah, it is what it is.
I think the other thing we could cover is why are those drips like that? A lot of people will struggle to understand. They'll be like, okay, it's just a vitamin drip, it's just an IV drip. Like I've been for many vitamin drips. I'm not a professional athlete, as you can see. So what is the purpose of that? Like I sort of understand it, but just if you could explain someone listening what.
So my understanding is that by taking these IVs, it alters your readings on when they do the doping testing, right? It can lower your hematocrit levels, and it can basically skew the actual results, and you might land up, from my understanding, passing a doping test while you were doping. So like it's kind of like in that masking unit, in that masking area, you know. So that's what they're trying to limit, and the way they pick it up is by the plasticides in your system. What would be great is if we got Rory Diesel on here and he could give us a full breakdown. I don't know if anyone will follow it, but it's quite hectic. Certain people have got exemptions. So like I know Cowboy Cerrone's got he had a quad bike accident or something like that, or a motocross accident, and he's only got half a stomach, so he can't rehydrate orally. So I heard that he had an exemption for a while, but it's very rare that you'll get an exemption for it.
Interesting. Look, and also we're not we're not saying that Luke Michaels and Themba Gorimbo were using these IVs to flush out steroids or anything like that. All. We're just saying this is the protocol behind why it's so controversial. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, it's and I mean you could see Graham was fucking like flabbergasted by what had happened. And people were asking him, like, what happens now? And he was like, whatever. And then I think Themba was pulled a Floyd Mayweather, or trying to pull a Floyd Mayweather, and saying they must be tested every week. I'm like, okay.
That's expensive, bro.
Bro, it's never going to fucking happen. And in any case, you did the same thing as him. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so what the fuck are we talking about? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So the reality is here, and I don't want to start the conspiracy, but the reality is that fight could be in jeopardy. That's the reality. Because both of these guys,
my goodness.
both of these guys have now used illegal RVs, as we know it. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we're going to understand.
So I wonder what happens with Sades now if they get notified and there's evidence that two athletes that are going to be competing in.
Look, Sades. Let's for sure just turn a blind eye on this one.
I mean, it's
Just a little
so
RV
small.
drip, you know. One dude was crapping his pants like every other camp. Other dude, I don't know what he was doing. He was just getting some RVs. He was feeling a bit tired, maybe, you know.
Yeah,
Like, let's just chill.
it's
Let's just take it easy.
certainly not as big a deal as.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bigger deal, man. It's very clear that both guys used a vitamin drip. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, you put your body through so much shit. It's that time of the year. It's winter. It's flus, and you know what I mean. Like, fuck. I mean, let the dudes have a vitamin drip. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's like a B12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, also for sure, guys, let's just fucking.
So apparently
let's just
any-
be smart about it. next
anything
time.
that's administered over more than 100 mils, even by injection form,
Yeah.
is illegal.
How are you injecting 100 mils?
I know. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just.
Are you awesome?
You wanna- a needle like
Sort
this
it,
long.
bro. Ship on out of here.
So I mean, that was just like with the 100 mil. It's basically
Yeah.
that is because you're receiving an exogenous substance more than 100 mils, and yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
But yeah, that was a fun saga, man. I woke up to being ripped right into the middle of that. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
What
you
a
were like
great-
right in the heat of it.
What
eh?
a great way to start.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Like, wow,
In the
I was
mix,
really
bro.
getting involved
In the
there.
mix, bro. Jeez. This is ridiculous. Because I didn't also quite understand. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, firstly, I saw the photo. I'm like, well, that could literally be anybody.
Yeah.
It could literally be anybody. It means nothing to me. You know what I mean? Then it all unfolded quite funnily, which is quite fun. Good news is we're a couple of days out from UFC 81, and what would you know, Mr. King? A full card.
Yeah. This is what I was saying a couple of months ago, right? Is that if you have bigger gaps between the fight cards,
Yeah.
you have more time to build up these fight cards. I mean, it's not a bad fight card.
Yeah, look, it's not the worst. I'm not going to say it's a pound for pound greatest
I
card.
mean,
I've ever seen.
if you look at the main card, there's a couple of exciting guys, and the Zulu Faiz fight is quite.
I'm excited about this fight, to be honest. And next week we'll really jump into the card, I think. But
Yeah.
I'm excited about this fight. I like the sound of Zulu at bantamweight. I don't know what it's going to look like. I think Faiz.
He was the first bantamweight champ.
Yeah.
Faiz also isn't the biggest guy around.
No, for sure.
So I mean, I think they're like similar
Yeah.
sizes. But I mean, besides those two, then there's quite a. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Madiba back, Dino back, Chitamba, the Karam Smith fight's interesting. But Smith fought at featherweight, right?
Correct, sir.
And now he's up to welterweight.
Middleweight, sir.
Did you see Eric Koch over the weekend? He was going to fight Jose Aldo for the featherweight title in the Mace welterweight debut, but like shredded at welterweight. For sure, Jeff Nowitzki's testing that China, bro. You don't jump up like 2 weight categories over the
Yeah,
space
dude.
of like 18 months.
Maybe it was just. Oh, okay. What else has changed here? Gorimbo has got a new opponent. Someone pulled
Yeah.
out here. Jesse Fleming, maybe?
Yeah, broken nose, I think.
Yeah. Roderick Kenner, Elvis Nguala. Not the worst fight. Roderick Kenner hits very hard. That's a small dude he's
Is
hitting.
that lady Volmerons? She's new, huh?
Yeah, Volmeron's first number. Remember, Number was supposed to fight Shana Power. Remember? But she was still fighting for an amateur title the weekend before or something crazy. This is also quite a cool fight. That's the younger Hlongwa brother versus Roy Lokolo. I mean, Roy's not... Look, Roy's one of those dudes, he's not like extremely technical, but he's a monstrous dude and he's extremely powerful. coming against a guy with some good stand-up. And Roy Lokolo is now at UMF full-time as well, so he's going to come with a pretty decent skill set. So that's a nice little fight in the prelims. This year, I would, out of all of those, I would probably headline that as a prelim, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I think the Gorimbo Fleming fight kind of made sense.
Yeah.
But no.
But Gorimbo's coming off a loss, I think, though.
No, yeah, he's 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Where is he training out of?
I heard, and this could be a vicious rumor, that he left Themba and DeMart and moved to FFM. But my understanding is that FFM's not prepping guys for MMA anymore.
Well, I heard Graham saying, someone was asking, will we ever... Listen, please, if there's anybody listening to this and you're one of those people that asks when is Chef coming back or when is this other person coming back, these people are obviously not coming back. Fuck, they haven't been around for years. Like,
and if they do come back, it's like...
yeah, we are going to tell you.
It's a personal decision, like...
And no one's going to keep it secret. Does it say anything here? So, anyway, they were asking, this was what's happening when he's coming back.
Fight militia.
Well, what would you know? So,
it's interesting. I don't know who's doing the MMA training out there now.
No idea. And they were saying, will we see Chef back? And I think Graham said maybe he'll be cornering someone. So, maybe that's what he was talking about. We'll wait and see. But yeah, so that's coming up. I think next week we'll jump into that card quite nicely.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get someone on here. Maybe Faiz Jacobs over the phone. We can have a chat with him. We had a chat with Dino. Yeah.
Maybe cool. Maybe Tumi-san.
Yeah, Tumi's always fired up. He's a very fired up young individual. UFC 240.
That was a pretty decent card,
Yeah. Our adopted sister, Chris Cyborg, doing the damn thing.
Molly whopped that chick 6-lover.
Dude.
Barring the one elbow, there was pretty much one-way traffic the entire way.
Bro, I honestly, like obviously, I saw Felicia Spencer's fight against Megan Anderson. And, like, it was cool. Like, I don't think Megan Anderson's all that she's built up to be honest. Like, I just think she's, I don't know. I think you, like, look at her size and you know what she reminds me of is Stefan Struve. You know what I mean? You're like, yes, dude, this dude's height, he should be a nightmare to deal with. And it never kind of happens, you know what I mean? Like, Stefan Struve, for me, just, like, never lived up to his
The striking looks very crisp, but it's always, like, very slow.
Yeah.
Very laboured, you know? It doesn't feel... She had a great camp with James Krause and them, but I don't know, she hasn't got a mojo yet in the UFC.
Sure.
I was reading an interesting thread. It was on Sherdog, and they were talking about... Felicia's BJJ black belt versus Cyborg's jiu-jitsu, because so Cyborg's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I think I'm led to correction under Andre Galvar. I think.
Not Cobrinha.
No, I don't think Cobrinha gave it to her. I think she was with Galvar for quite a while.
Okay.
But I might be mistaken. You might be right. And Cyborg won purple belt worlds 2 years in a row. And the consensus on that forum was that winning purple belt worlds was a much more difficult task than achieving a non-competitive black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Interesting.
So while Felicia had the credential as the stronger grappler, the general consensus, because I haven't watched lots of Felicia's fights, I haven't seen how good she is on the ground, is that Cyborg's grappling credentials were high. I mean, she got a third at the ADCC. She won worlds twice at purple belt. So yeah, like, I think it was very low risk for her.
It seemed like a major mismatch, and I think that was a lot of people were thinking like that. And like I was saying to you earlier, like, Felicia Spencer to me looked someone that was, like, starstruck, maybe a little bit caught in the moment. You know, like all this talk about Chris Cyborg. But in a division like that, that's so super thin, you take the fight you get, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, bro, all respect to her. Jesus. I can promise you there's not many people that would have, taken that punishment. Because she took... The striking differential was, I think Chris Cyborg broke a record.
Like 114 significant strikes.
No, I think it was over 200, dude. I'm sure.
So I think 114 significant strikes to the head or something stupid like that.
Dude. That is something out of this world.
Yeah, Chris posted something about it today.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
I think you could definitely see Richie's influence in her game. she was definitely more tempered in the way that she fought.
Landed, sorry, you were right. 122 significant strikes.
A new career high.
For strike force. Jeez.
Given most of the fights ended in the first round.
Yeah, that's
barring
also
the
true.
Holly Holm
That's
fight.
also true. And this was the thing I think everyone wanted to see from Cyborg. A more, how can we say, like a more restricted approach, if that. Like a more,
She was like more tempered.
stick to the game plan. Stay with your strategy, take your time, look for the openings, pick your shots, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And if there's one person in the world that can really get you through that's Richie. I mean, all of the wall work. I mean, we know we got to see the wall work she was doing, and that paid off, man. Because that was the only time you saw Felicia Spencer have like some sort of go forward, and that was, oh, sweet baby
Fuck
Jesus.
me. Who was that? Spinning elbow versus spinning back fist at ACB.
Oh, it's a Robin Black breakdown.
Oh.
Good lordy. So this dude spins. I want to hear what Robin's saying here.
Good dank.
Oh.
Dead.
If we must.
Fuck. In fairness, it was a millimeter away from actually connecting him.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so if you're looking for that, because we will be kicked off YouTube if I play that. Robin Black, 1 minute breakdown, the spinning elbow versus spinning back fist. Good lordy. You definitely want to see that.
Posted on Monday.
Yeah. Go check that out. It's pretty badass. Yeah, dude, anyway, so what did you think about the Max Holloway Frankie Edgar fight? I'm interested in this one.
It's heartbreaking. I love Frankie Edgar, but even at featherweight, he looks undersized. He was the lightweight champion, but he won the lightweight championship, and his 2 title victories were against a small lightweight who eventually moved down to featherweight, who doesn't even look big at featherweight, which is BJ Penn.
Yeah.
Frankie looks like he might need another cut to a lower weight category.
Yeah,
because
I heard
that
a few people
range,
saying that actually.
That range was, round 1 was fairly even, but then like Max just started pulling away at a rapid rate. And after the fight, if you looked at Frankie's face versus Max, looked like he was hardly in a fight.
Yeah.
And Frankie looked like he had just ran straight into a brick wall. The problem is that the range difference is so great that he just gets picked apart from the outside, and he keeps getting caught trying to come in. And then if someone with a little bit of decent anti-wrestling keeps it standing the entire time, Frankie just gets mauled. So I don't know.
Yeah, man, it is one of those weird things, and like even for me, to be honest, I feel like Max was almost like respectful, like a little bit over respectful towards Frankie.
Yeah.
Like I think he could have. And look, he could also still be paying the price from the Poirier fight. It looks like he could have definitely put his accelerator down a bit more if he really wanted to. I think
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice clean fight. It was like it was a bit of a letdown for like a big main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there were some good moments. It was a good fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like there was nothing.
It's not going to make the highlight reel for years to come. But I kind of felt like that was a strong performance from Max after the Poirier fight,
Yeah.
that.
But also the perfect matchup for
to
come back from that.
Yeah. Imagine you got I know you beat Jose Aldo twice, but imagine Jose was your comeback fight after losing to Poirier. That's like a much tougher fight to take. What's even sadder than all of this is that BJ Penn is coming back for yet another fight.
Did you listen to that conversation today?
Oh my goodness.
So they were saying that this is 100% his last fight.
I love BJ Penn. I'm a massive BJ Penn fan. I just want him to stop now, though. Like, the streak of like 7 losses. Now you're gonna potentially add an 8th loss in a row.
I wonder who they're gonna give him.
No, he's got a Nick Lenz.
Oh, jeez,
it's not an easy fight.
I was gonna say, it's not even like a freebie.
Yeah, it's a tough fight, bro. Nick's coming off a big win. He beat someone recently. Yeah.
Oh, this card's got some fights on EFC already, eh?
Yeah.
Gorimbo,
2
Michael,
titles.
hopefully. Drotsky, Rousseau. Who's that? De Beer verse? Van de Beer.
Yeah, it's versus Mkhizi.
Okay. Bazano for Simon Hall. Shoot me now. Warren Richards, Tommy Straden. Yeah.
I mean, that's shaping up nicely, but
Yeah.
the conspiracy theorist and Al says that the Gorimbo Luke fight's never going to happen.
I'm hoping it does, but it's realistically in jeopardy, bro. They've both used illegal IVs and now spoken about it online. You know what I mean? Like, that circus could cost that fight. I'm hoping it doesn't. Hey, Sage, for sure, just let it be.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a silly thing to scrap a fight over.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Just test them, see if they've got anything in their system, and if it doesn't, move along.
I'm sure they did test it already. Yeah, let's get over the IV gate and fucking let's just put an end to this shit. Jesus, this is the longest Grand Prix ever.
It has, eh? Yes, it kind of felt like, you remember when Bellator did that 16-man Grand Prix, and you're like, fuck.
This might as well have been 16 men. It's taken the same amount of time,
4 men.
Bro. Like, you just can't get a belt, bro. That welterweight belt, honestly, must be burnt and they must make a new one.
It's always cursed. It's always been cursed.
It must just make its own belt, bro. it must be like green or something. I don't fucking know.
Oh, man.
Like, just get rid of it. That thing's got bad mojo, bro. Somebody poured Muti all over that thing or something, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. Somebody poured. Who was the first ever EFC welterweight champion?
Adam Speech, dude.
Was he the first?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had the Muti then.
Then
Speechy.
he couldn't defend it. Then
who did he lose to? Bursky?
No. That was his second title reign. Was the Bursky fight? He lost it to. So you've had Adam, Dino, Dave, Drickus. Nolan was in there somewhere. No, he didn't get a title actually.
Not in Swanepoel.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Who did he lose to?
Jeremy
Dallas.
Dallas. Jacoby. He beat Dallas Jacoby. Then beat... Yes, he went on a tear, eh?
Yeah.
Beat Dino Bagatine, Russell van Heerden, Nolan Swanepoel, and then lost to...
Hamdan caught him with that hook.
Yeah.
Dropped him dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost to Dallas. He lost the title to Dallas. Dallas then lost it to Jadison. Jadison then lost it to Michiel. Michiel then lost it to Dino. Dino then lost it to Henry. Henry then lost it to Adam. Adam then lost it to Dave.
You've left out Costiano.
No, that was at lightweight, eh?
Oh, yeah, Costa was it. Yeah. Okay.
Then Dave relinquished it. He was the first person to defend it, right? He beat Martin by split decision. Then Drickus came, won it. Only won it and then relinquished it. I don't think he defended welterweight. And now it's up.
He didn't defend welterweight.
Now it's up for...
Did he? I don't think so.
Well, didn't he win welterweight and then go up to middle and then win middle?
He fought Bahati.
Exactly. So I think Dave's still the only person that ever defended it.
While having a full-time job.
A fucking hectic full-time job as well. I was actually at Matt's house the other day. I was chatting to Dave and like they don't actually understand how they've ever done it. Like it's so hectic. I mean, their plumbing company. We're not talking like you get your toilets blocked. You hire someone to come and clear your toilet. Like we're talking residential and corporate developments, jails. Like they do massive installations. You're talking 20, 30, 40 million rand revenue a year. And then they still need to fight. I don't know how they do it, bro.
So, let's see. So, he won the title against Martin. Is it right? In Sun City.
Drickus, yeah.
Then fought Rafael Haratek on short notice. That wasn't for the title.
He defended against Jose
De
Rocha.
Jose. Someone pulled out, wasn't it? And Jose also came on short notice.
Yeah.
And then went to Bahati and then went to KSW.
Is he? He's got a September fight, doesn't he?
That's the talk on the street. I haven't seen much from him.
It was
though.
It's against the guy that he was meant to originally fight.
Boris Mankovsky.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Yeah, so
Look, Drickus is looking thicker than a Snicker lately. That oak's looking
What are you
fairly
trying-
swole,
what are you
bro.
trying to say, bro?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying he's looking swole. I don't know how he's ever going to make welterweight.
No,
Fortunately,
he-
he's given
he-
up on that idea.
He can't make welterweight, bro. That can't happen. Yeah, there. Boris
Yeah.
Mankovsky.
Cancelled. Oh, that was earlier this year. That was when he said that he couldn't make the weight anymore.
Okay. But no, then he can't be fighting Boris unless Boris is moving up as well.
I don't know. But I heard he's fighting soon. Ish.
Okay.
Soon-ish. He looks pretty, like, into camp at this stage. Like, that doesn't make sense for him to fight Boris anyway. Boris is running like a 3-fight losing streak.
I'll try to find out what's happening there. But yeah, man, for sure.
Oh, yeah, you got your connections there, huh?
Yeah, actually, so the dude who does their media is like, his branch out. It's quite funny. He actually sent me a press release for the Lethway World Championships that's about to happen.
That is fucking crazy. Have you ever watched that?
Dude, it's insane.
Jeez, like it, bro.
I hadn't.
It's bare knuckle Muay Thai.
Yeah, I didn't know much about Lethway until someone like mentioned it to me quite a few years ago. And they were like, yeah, the art of 9 limbs. I'm like, 8 limbs, bro, Muay Thai. He's like, no, Lethway.
No, it's fucking
And I was
brutal,
like,
bro.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
That David, whatever, he was the Lethway world champion. He's currently doing some reality TV show.
Yeah,
what-
he's that dude's fighting.
But what's it? He's doing the Canadian Amazing Race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was reading something about that. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's like absolutely crazy. Because I actually saw the advert for the Amazing Race, and they were like, fighting world champion on the thing. I was like, okay. So I like saw the name. I didn't recognize it at first, and I went and David Leduc from Canada. He's fighting Seth Baczynski, UFC vet.
Yeah. This dude is one of Felicia Spencer's coaches.
No. That you're thinking of Seth Petruzzelli is Felicia Spencer's.
Sorry, my apologies.
For sure, stop doing that traditional karate stuff though, because that wasn't working.
Okay, let's check the promo for Lethway World Championships.
Yo, this is.
Oh,
Oi!
sorry about that. Let's just.
That was a bit.
Yeah, that almost tore my ears off. It's not much better. I want to see some damn Lethway, bro.
Is it gonna be on Fight Pass? Yeah, it is.
It's on Fight Pass this weekend. So,
Lethway is brutal, bro.
so people that don't know Lethway, why they call it 9 limbs, is bare knuckle Muay Thai, and you can use your head to headbutt.
Yeah. And they basically just got a rope style wrap. It's like a traditional Thai wrap using ropes. That's pretty much the coverage. Don't they do a lot of their fights?
Oh, again, sorry.
A lot of
about
their
that.
fights are in Burma, isn't it?
This one's in the Philippines, I think.
Look, there's not many countries that are going to sanction that, bro.
I reckon France would be keen. Here we go, dude. Oh.
Oof.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I actually watched like a whole competition of this.
Sasha Moisa's a big name, bro.
Yeah, dude, this is brutal, eh?
Although I find it more acceptable to watch than bare
Bare
knuckle
knuckle.
boxing, bro. It's like, because it's not like this heavy concentration of head strikes with the bare fist, it doesn't feel as brutal, even though technically it's far more brutal.
Sure.
And I think you also, because they're hitting a lot with the like when they're throwing the elbows, they're not always connecting with the point, you know.
Yeah.
So there's not as many cuts in that.
But isn't Lethway like one of the oldest forms of competition in like mixed martial arts, if you could say?
I'm not 100% sure. It'll be interesting to see where it originates from. But it was. I know for a long time the World Championship was held in Burma, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you are right. wonder if we can see here. Yeah, so that's Alan Murphy anyway from KSW.
So it's a full contact combat sport
Yeah,
from Myanmar
Burmese.
that uses stand-up striking along with various clinching techniques. Is considered to be one of the most aggressive and brutal martial arts in the world because fighters fight bare knuckle with only the use of tape and gauze on their hands. It's similar to styles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. I just want to see like.
Back to the Paiyu Empire in Myanmar, Lethwei along with Bando and its armed siblings Bansha.
Establishing rules and regulations 450 million years later.
Yeah.
2016, a new promotion. Okay, yeah. So the World Deathweight Championship has been announced in 2016. What they
That
say.
kind of like just formalized it.
Yeah,
more than anything.
That just brought it to life. But
Have you ever watched those prison fight things?
what prison? What prison
In
fights,
Thailand.
bro? Ah, yeah. There's
Fuck.
a documentary about that. I
No,
think
it's
there's
mental. It's a vast documentary
Yeah.
about prison fights, and
That's
it's basically
pretty
you can basically get your freedom back through that whole program. There was
I
a
reckon there's some fucking badass dudes
yeah,
in a Thailand prison.
there's
bro.
one that's like being in a prison in Africa is hectic, but apparently like those Thai prisons,
Yeah.
you'll spend
remember-
the rest of your life there. Like there's no
Yeah.
justice there, bro.
When I was in school, there was this in hostel. There was this book that like it was like random little library, you know, and there was a book there called "1,000 Stories of a Bangkok Prison." Dude, honestly, like as a 14-year-old boy, that scared the living shit out of me, bro.
You make sure you fill out your tax forms every year. You
Dude,
know?
there was this, honestly, the one that stuck with me. There was, I think it was a Western dude, like an American dude, who got caught there, and he like tells stories of the things he saw happen in the prison.
Yeah.
And like through the book, he keeps talking about his cellmate next to him that he couldn't see. There was every night he was like screaming in agony, and he like slowly built up this goiter like on his neck that was sticking out his neck. And like in the middle of the night, they called the doctor to come because this thing was like just gotten so big. And he describes it. They sliced it open with like a scalpel, and they were just like worms, dude, coming out of his neck. And this was, I had like this visual from a book, but I was like, I'm never going to Bangkok.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, dude, but it was also from like the 60s or something crazy.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not a massive fan of Thailand in general, bro.
I've never been. I'd like to go there.
I did a trip there in 2012. I spent a little bit of time. That sounds very African, hey? Kennedy in Nzachukwa.
Nzachukwa.
Nzachukwu.
This is the dude with that massive hair, bro.
And massive jawline as well, apparently.
Yeah, the African savage.
Okay, but let's first see where he was born, bro.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I don't think he was born in Africa.
Well, if he's calling himself the African savage, one should hope so.
Go to his Tapology page. Or
Yeah,
should
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
because he wasn't on that list of UFC fighters that. Well, anyway, so I went to Thailand in 2012. Spent some time in Bangkok, trained a bit there. Then went down to Phuket. Phuket's cool. I enjoy Phuket.
Nigerian.
Yeah, but
I think you owe that man an apology, sir.
But fuck, there's so many. No, it says he's Nigerian. I want to see where he's born. There's Nigerian, bro. There's one thing being Nigerian, of Nigerian descent. Another thing being born and raised in Nigeria. Ah, there he was. I apologize.
Born.
Imo State, Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah.
He
There
looks
was-
fucking Nigerian as well, bro.
Yeah.
He's got about a 25 pack there, bro.
Yeah, no, he's tall as fuck, bro. And he's rocking that flat top. I don't know what you call that. It's pretty badass.
Is there a Wikipedia page on him or not?
I didn't
Because
see-
sometimes Tapology is a bit sketchy.
Oh, you know you haven't made it in MMA just yet. When you don't have a Wikipedia, eh?
Yeah.
Still getting there, dude.
Yeah.
Give him another couple
So
of fights.
has he been in? He's had 2 fights already in the UFC.
Yeah, I think he came through the Contender Series. I want to say that, but I'm not 100% sure. We were right there.
I always have to laugh when you like see some of these posts. Like if you watch any YouTube videos for like the UFC and you see all the guys commenting on the side,
Yeah.
and then like it'll come to like a Champion Dalcha or a
Lost
Kamaru
to
Usman
Paul
or a Francis Ngannou, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
steroids, and you're like, fucking just
Yeah.
come to Africa once, bro.
Come for a day.
And then you'll realize what we're dealing with here, bro.
Yeah, I see that he came through the contender series, lost to Paul
Craig.
Yeah, remember that triangle choke in the
Oh.
death of
Ah,
round three?
yes.
Yeah.
Paul Craig got a hiding for like
Yeah,
2 rounds at
exactly.
4 minutes and 10
That's
seconds.
exactly it. Yeah, dude, this is actually a juicy little card to say.
Is this weekend?
Yeah, Robbie Lawler versus Colby. Yeah.
Look, I don't think Lawler's gonna beat Colby Covington, but I fucking
reckon?
hope he knocks him dead though.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight, dude. Very interesting fight. Colby's also been on the sidelines for some time now. That's what happens. Jim Miller, Clay Guida.
That's what happens when you upset Uncle Dana. Eh?
If you had to like fall asleep on Monday and wake up on Saturday and switch on the TV and Jim Miller and Clay Guida were on, you'd have to check what year you were in.
I know. That fight like 6 years ago was like
Yeah.
for the lightweight title.
Yeah, sure. What I was trying to see is there was this past weekend that dude in the prelims that got that crazy head kick KO. He was shouting at people to stop. He was like saying to Canadians, he's like, follow your Canadians, forget about Max Holloway. Like he wasn't throwing shit at Max Holloway, but he was,
What are they meant to do? The main card has no Canadians in it. The main event has no Canadians in it. You have to like run behind someone.
because they were saying like he's Canada's adopted son. They were like, stop following the wine, something like that. This dude, I'll show you now. He had a pretty good, nice and impressive head kick KO. Yeah, Hakim Dawadu.
Oh, another African. Was he born in Africa? I think he was born in like Ghana or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, that seems to ring a bell.
Hakim Dawadu. Maybe that thing below you can copy. Winner. Nope.
How do I do that?
I'm sure if you type Tapology Hakim, there's not gonna be many.
How do you know, bro?
Hakim. Oh, there we go. Canadian.
Eh? Okay.
A.
And he's got a Wikipedia, eh?
Born in Canada as well. Yeah,
Okay.
you're not African, Sean.
We'll accept you though. You can be our African brother. We ain't scared. This was also. I was actually trying to. Did you watch this Tsarukian?
I only watched the main card this weekend.
Yeah, he was on the main card. He was his first fight.
Tarukian. I watched Jeff Neal.
Yeah, Jeff Neal was pretty good.
Yeah, that looks fucking good, eh?
Who's this guy now?
That Fortis MMA team is ridiculous, bro. I think they're like something like
pillars.
10-1 or 11-1 this year, bro.
He fought OAM. This Arman Tsarukian.
I didn't watch it. I generally don't watch Olivier Aubin-Mercier fight.
Yeah, he's.
I genuinely like avoid it. So boring, bro.
Bro, but
So boring.
Seriously, go back and watch this fight. There's a lot of hype around this kid. Look, it was like a lot of clinch work and stuff, but the wrestling that this dude was doing was pretty insane. Yeah, it was pretty cool, bro.
Well, OBM is not a walkover, bro.
Yeah, it's a good fight for him. I think he fought Islam Makhachev, I think, on his debut, bro. I'm pretty sure.
And beat him.
No. I think he just lost in a decision, something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Also shredded like no man's
Yeah,
business.
Got that. Got them jeans, boy.
Tsarukian.
I want to see. Yeah, check, bro.
Makhachev.
Took Makhachev to a decision, dude, on his debut.
Makhachev really got very famous by being involved in the whole scuffle, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, he was kind of like a nobody in the UFC until he got involved in that scuffle.
But he's pretty legit, dude.
No, most of those Dagestanis are pretty legit, bro.
Pretty crazy. Anyways, dude, what do you... We kind of brushed over that, the EFC's plan to bring in...
Oh, yeah. I think it's awesome.
Bring in amateurs.
So do you want to read... Should we read the press release quickly?
Yeah, I think I had it.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Edge...
Yeah, listen, for sure, let's rethink the name.
Okay. So this is from Graham Cartmel. Hey, all amateur athletes, I've got some exciting news. We are launching an amateur MMA event, Edge MMA. The potential is insane for you, for your growth. Blah, blah, blah. Hosting the EFC Performance Institute in the Hexagon that the greatest MMA athletes in Africa have competed in. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. I think it's a good step.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I do like it.
I want to go watch those.
I'm a big fan. That's cool. And it's like, I hope it's like, it'll be interesting to see what sort of night they do it on. Are they going to throw like big sort of broadcast feel event behind it? Is it going to be like a Thursday night kind of the rib and dash?
No, I like it. I think it's going to be fantastic, you know.
Look, dude, this in my eyes should have been happening a long time ago. Because Graham was quite arrogant about amateur fighting a little while back. He was like, why would I be watching amateurs? Someone was asking him a question. I was like, you 100%. It's so easy for the EFC to send, even if Graham doesn't want to go, send someone. I'll fucking go. You know what I mean?
They used to do that. I remember seeing Graham at a couple of amateur events. I remember seeing Dirk at a couple of amateur events. Like, you know, I think the EFC monster got so big at one stage that like there wasn't really resources to do that.
Sure.
But
talking
even
about resources, dude. I mean, it's like one night on a blue moon to go and see what is the next prospective talent instead of having people tell you who it is.
But
you know what I mean?
in fairness, I will give them this though. Like when I was coaching at World of Warriors, it felt like we were having an event every week. You know, it got. I remember there was a period of about 4 months where it literally felt like there was like a Null Spread fight night, a Fight Stars, you know, like there was like quite a lot of amateur promotions at that stage, and it just felt like we were fighting championship, and just felt like it never ended, bro. So at one stage it was very saturated, but it feels like a lot of those promotions have fallen away now. So it's way more manageable at this stage.
Sure.
But I think it's a step in the right direction. I think they've got the facility; they might as well use it.
Yeah, this is the thing, man. And I think like amateurs, obviously, I mean, everyone's making jokes about pay and stuff like that, but that is realistically the amateur development and the amateur pool growth is so vital to the future of our MMA. I think this international era was fun and it was cool. How many of those dudes really like catapulted?
Yeah.
You know, like it's like a handful of dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
you got Danny Henry, I suppose Carl
Cyril.
Eleanor, Cyril Asker,
Muhammad Ali fought in one after EFC. But I think that was more because of his camp rather than who he was.
Yeah.
Because he got smoked in the EFC.
Who else? Man,
I don't understand why Jared Van der Rode hasn't got it.
Will Fleury.
Yeah, but I think once again that was more because of
camp,
who he was in his camp. Than,
Yeah.
I mean, he never did anything outrageously phenomenal in the EFC.
Yeah, look, I think the reality is that even like as fans, you thought for some time, these internationals are gonna come in and sort of take over the EFC, and that's very far from the truth. I think our boys always handled it well, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's cool to have internationals, and I hope some internationals will still be around. But like, I think if you're going to bring an international, he has to be worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest about it, and then just be like, look, this dude is a legitimate threat to our organization. So we're going to pay the money to bring him out. Other than that, dude, we've got a whole fucking world of talent on our back door. You know what I mean? There's so many dudes out there. I mean, if you had to cross into like the Congolese dudes, the Nigerian dudes, the African countries that have, I promise you, I remember driving through Mozambique and having that thought. I was like, if MMA had to come to Mozambique, dude, and just like open up like a mega facility, like some philanthropist that had enough money, just open up like this mega facility, dude, just started training these yokes. But within a few years, you'll have killers walking out of there because those dudes are so naturally like they live in such.
Talking about Mozambique and killers, there was this guy that came from Mozambique to Apex about a month ago.
Yeah, dude.
African genetics once again.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And like they just need the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, you're 100% correct, bro. I remember when Forrest Griffin got asked about the PI, he's like, I want to build one in Africa. I was like, fucking do that.
Yeah, Forrest knows, bro.
Yeah.
Forrest knows.
He came and he saw.
Forrest been watching them documentaries.
No, but he fought Vian Lesh in Cape Town, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been to Africa. He knows what's operating here, bro.
He knows what's up, bro. There's some beasts out here. So I think to be honest, the whole EFC model needs a bit of attention. I think this is a good place to start. I think it's going to bring people in. I think it's going to get people excited. It's going to get a lot of like amateur people, naysayers, excited again, you know, because they've taken the step. I can tell you now, there's going to be a lot of like smaller promotions that are going to be up in arms about it, but you know, fuck them. Seriously, but honestly, because like something like the tides of change have to move now.
But when people bitch about it, you know, they always have an agenda why they're bitching about it. Like, I mean, if you truly are about growing the sport and growing the community, then like seeing something like this where EFC is technically adding a promotion, giving people a platform, and
hey, EFC, let's for sure reconsider the name Edge MMA. Like Hunter's Edge, Knife Edge, Table Edge. Like, I don't know. Like, I understand this has been thrown together quickly, but maybe we should take some time on the name.
I think you could have even leveraged the EFC name. I don't think it dilutes their branding in any sort.
EFCA.
But yeah, you know, like as I was saying, I think all those people that are bitching and moaning about it, they definitely have an agenda of some sorts where, you know, it obviously affects them either in their personal development or financially or whatever. So, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, there's, look, and like you're saying, but there's obviously quite a negative connotation at the moment, you know, with all that's going on. But like I said, like they've come out and owned it. So what do you say? It's like TJ Dillashaw. Like, did you see what he? Please tell me you saw what he's done. No? He opened a juice bar.
I did see
juice.
Clean
like,
juice.
Dude, that's the best way, bro. Like, say, yeah, fuck, look, bro, I got caught up, I cheated. What are you going to say to me now? You're going to say, oh, you cheated. Like, yes, I know.
Well, you know, like everyone forgot that Chael Sonnen cheated.
Yeah.
But like he blatantly cheated as well, got caught for cheating. He owned it immediately. He actually admitted it on the weekend of the fight, right? That he admitted he wasn't going to pass the test. And then, people forgot about it. Everyone still tuned into it. Yeah.
And so, like, I was watching Graham Cowan saying, he's like, well, like, we don't have the money. What must I say to you?
Yeah.
And I thought that was like, it was bold, firstly, it was brave. And like, now you've owned it. You're like, look, that's the reality of the situation. Like, the real fans would be like, okay, listen, like, let's stick with the brand. Let's try and push it through. My honest opinion on that is they've done well. My concern always with the EFC has been, I just don't know, and it's an opinion, and it's a personal opinion, and it's my own perception of what I see. I just don't know if the current heads of the EFC are passionate about MMA, and it's a sport of passion, dude. I mean, we know that it's a sport. It's a business of passion.
So you're saying you need like a new general manager or something like that, new president?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the solution. I just feel like it's either in business sense, like you said, maybe this monster got so big so quickly that everyone was kind of like, well, we're untouchable. It was almost that like air of invincibility about it, or it's just there's a lack of, you know, like let's use the Ronda Rousey analogy. The second she was so involved in filmmaking that her career started to dwindle. Yeah, she wasn't evolving. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm kind of getting at. I just don't know. I might be fucking completely wrong. I might be completely misunderstood. I just feel like it's almost like that Zafar era handed over to WMI. Like this change, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's what the EFC needs. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's, I don't know, dude.
We also mustn't forget that this isn't the first time that there's been this torrential period in the EFC history. Sure. I remember 18, 19, 20. Like, things weren't looking good at that stage until ETV came along, and, you know, there was these new broadcast deals, and I don't know. It was so they've narrowly avoided it previously. Yeah, we can just hope they do it again. Graham did allude to the fact that Cairo, Calvin, I'm sure Silas as well, were in Europe trying to set up some sort of strategic partnerships or sale. I don't know what exactly it was. But yeah, I mean, it's hectic, you know, like you also have to feel for the people in the organization. You know, there's a lot of people that's their full-time job. I mean, Rowena, Graham, Guy, like those guys, like they live the EFC, you know. So it must be a scary time for them as well, you know, like anyone who potentially is going to lose their job, you know, they need to, I don't know, it's hectic. It's super hectic.
No, it is. But, you know what, the professional MMA is never going to leave that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, I know, but we just
That's
don't want
what
to
I'm
go
saying.
back to what it was, though.
No, for sure.
What it was shit.
For sure. I just feel like, I don't know, I think some new blood some new ideas. Okay, look, and we're seeing new ideas. Maybe that's going to be the chain effect that we're all hoping for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what's. I mean, look, the reality is of if you look at the next card, it's you don't have to be a genius to see that they're pinching pennies on a lot of those fights. You know, not to say they're getting in the part timers, but it's not like. I mean, okay, you've got Zulu Boy and Faiz Jacobs. Even to me, that's Zulu Boy's coming off a loss. Faiz is exciting, but doesn't have this massive body of work in terms of now fighting for a bantamweight belt. You understand what I'm saying? So that to me would have been a good co-main event.
So what fight would you have liked to have seen as the main?
So let's say, for example, like the return of Drickus, for example. That would have been a cool co-main event for like a big fight. Drickus' return, if that's actually ever happening. Or, you know, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe a heavyweight title fight, you know what I'm saying, with that as a co-main.
I think
quite a few things.
I think there's other problems that they're trying to deal with, and the fact that the availability of fighters isn't like what it used to be. I mean, we went through the roster the other day. A lot of those fighters are inactive, retired, moved along.
Yeah, but a lot of that has to do with the financial crisis. They go hand in hand together.
No, 100%. So
that's what I'm saying.
So what I'm trying to get at is that I think this is like the best situation they could put together in this current environment.
That's what I'm saying. It's just the two go hand in hand together.
Yeah.
So that financial crisis has created this card, if you want to put it that way. But then again, like I don't know what guys are fighting for, but you look at the next card and it's, you know, like it's
picking up.
It's picking up. So I've lost that page.
What I would love to know is that when they did have international fighters headline these cards, like what sort of impact it did on viewership. Like me personally, it doesn't impact me, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I'll watch all the events anyway because I enjoy watching them. You know.
But these guys are talking about like getting hardly any money from these broadcast deals, so the viewership doesn't really fucking mean anything. That can't be right.
Well, no,
there has
I
to be
think
money coming from broadcast deals. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
no, I think the viewership does make a massive part when you're selling the advertising space.
Yeah, for sure. I think you know what I'd love to do, Bruce, is go sit down with Cairo and have him explain like how all of this works.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hey, guy.
Hook.
It's about the 10th time I'm going to ask for this interview.
We'll come to the PR.
Yeah, I think that'll be slick. Yeah, we'll try to get that done. In fact, I'd like to ask. Not put him against the wall and ask.
Just not like an interrogation.
No. Just like so we can be the medium to explain what's going down.
I think a lot of people don't understand the actual economics behind the EFC.
Sure.
I think a lot of people are under the perception that the EFC makes their money from selling tickets at the event.
Yeah,
which is completely false.
That'll make a runt.
Yeah, it would be interesting for the viewers to actually understand. Like, I kind of understand the model, but I definitely wouldn't understand it as deeply as someone like Guy, Graham, Caro, Calvin, Rowena, even. You know, like I wouldn't understand it as well as they do. But yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting times at the EFC, man. But the show's going on, and I think that's all that matters right now. You know what I mean? As long as the show's going on, we've got some exciting fights. It's going to get people talking. Themba Gorimbo.
We've only got 3 fights left, 3 cards this year, huh? Left. It's next weekend. October and December.
Yeah, they did cut another one, eh? They cut 2, so there'll only be 8 events in total.
I think 8's a good number, though, bro.
Yeah. I can deal with 8.
Yeah. I think a lot of time there's this pressure to like put on all these events because like the UFC type of hype train.
Yeah.
But I think KSW does it really well. I mean, they do like 4-5 events a year, short cards, 8-fight cards. You know, like I think a lot of these promotions get like sucked into this idea you have to have 12 fights on the card because the UFC has 12 fights on the card. You have to fight regularly because the UFC fights regularly. I think you can build a huge following and you can make a strong financial model of less cards, less fights. It's just the way how you manage it.
The major difference, okay, when you look at KSW, because they're in a much better financial position, this card, for example, would be done already. You would be seeing promos, you'd be seeing shit, you'd be ready to go.
There's a big hype train around it.
Exactly. So you're building this whole marketing module going forward, and you're going to have this massive. I mean, have you ever watched like the case?
It's
promo
epic,
videos?
bro.
It's like fucking movies, bro.
Yeah.
It's like watching a movie.
But even have you
watching a series, bro? They're crazy.
That thing I sent you the other day, the Octagon MMA event.
Yeah,
that was done in the
Sweden.
football stadium.
Dude, it's mal.
What the?
But that's what they're going to do in Australia with Whittaker Adesanya. They're talking about 60,000 people, dude.
Jeez, like,
Stadium event. You know what I mean? It's massive.
That's incredible.
It's massive. So like, and I guess what you're trying to say is like the UFC model is not the only model out there.
Yeah,
there are other options. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
And I think
there's the KSW model,
Yeah.
the one model, the fucking Octagon model,
the one model fight every weekend.
Yeah,
If you don't have MMA, we'll just do kickboxing. Let's do some fucking Muay Thai. Fucking
watch left ways and the next thing to transition.
And let's grapple. Let's just grapple a little bit.
They did that. They
did it, bro.
Tonin
Let's just keep it going, bro.
I think it's great, bro.
Yeah, it is cool.
But it's also a different market there. It's easy to sell martial arts in Asia, bro.
Yeah.
It's not easy to
And
sell
there's
grappling
also
and kickboxing.
shitload of people.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not easy to sell kickboxing and grappling in Africa, you know?
Yeah.
People aren't as familiar with it.
Which is strange because we want to see people get knocked out, so why are you not watching kickboxing?
Yeah. But even Americans don't watch kickboxing,
what's the major kickboxing here? SFL?
Yeah, which is still a very, like, young promotion, you know?
Yeah.
But I
I'd
mean,
like to check that out, in fact.
prior to MMA being around, it was just kickboxing.
Yeah.
And then there was like some of these like Muay Thai events, you know, they had like category A, B, and C Muay Thai, and like just like some of these weird events. Cape Town had a bit of a vibe going, but professional combat sports in Africa has primarily revolved around boxing. There hasn't been really like any significant, barring the EFC coming in, there hasn't been any significant promotions in other combat sports, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hopefully we'll eventually get something with grappling going as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a big window for some grappling competitions, you know.
Yeah. So like professional style ones.
Yeah, you're seeing like smaller shows doing their thing, and that's cool. But I mean the hole that the SABJJF has left is quite big.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another conversation for another.
That's a whole debacle that I'm not even willing to like go down that road, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's sad. That's the reality. It's sad.
It's sad, but I mean,
hopefully we can figure it out.
It is what it is, bro.
But yeah, bro, I think that's it. Nice little catch up.
Nice little chill one today.
Yeah, nice chill one.
No major drama.
Yeah, no R. Kelly videos because Rourke's not here.
Again, cool. In Durban. Yeah, again.
Living the dream.
Yes. Bro.
But yeah, I think next week we'll do a little fight breakdown. We'll take a look at this card properly. Maybe we can get someone on the line, have a chat.
Oh, one thing I wanted to say, I just saw on the bottom there, Amanda's going in for surgery.
A medical procedure.
Yeah. And they're saying it's not going to jeopardize the fight at the end of the year.
And that...
Listen. I'm telling you, I don't think that fight's going to happen. And if it does happen, it's not happening at whatever weight it is.
Yeah, like we've been.
It's not happening at 125, bro.
I'll tell you something when we're done. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with this fight. They just made me think of something someone said to me. But yeah, dude.
Yes, guys. For those of you who don't know, Al wasn't in charge of the Instagram profile for the last fight night.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the brutal things your oak said.
Yeah, dude. Don't give away that password, bro. I'll be hung.
Oh my goodness, guys. Your oaks are savages. Jeez, like it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, but listen, I don't see that fight happening. I don't see that fight happening for two reasons. One, all due respect to Amanda Lino, I don't see her going down in weight. Not too far anyway. I think bantamweight is where she's going to stay. And I don't think the EFC has...
A big portion of those brutal comments was directed at that. You know, it wasn't difficult to see that there was a significant weight gain there, you know? Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, it's just... You can't promote a fight when the one fighter doesn't look anywhere near like they're gonna make that weight,
Yeah.
bro.
And like, look, again, the thing is too, like the uneducated fan, they don't really realize that. They just see somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To us that know what's going on, I don't know if I said it to you or who I said it to at the Performance Institute when they were filming already.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. There is no ways Amanda Lino's going back down.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
don't get us
happening.
wrong, guys. She's not a beast or anything.
No, I'm not saying she's fat. She's just
She
looks
doesn't
a lot
look like she's
bigger,
going to make
yeah.
strawweight anytime
Yeah.
soon. She maybe bantamweight. And the crazy thing is, there's a fantastic fight waiting for her
Yeah.
at bantamweight against
Yeah.
Bunmi.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why that fight doesn't happen
Yeah.
anytime
It's
soon, you know?
confusing, dude. It's
I'd rather
confusing.
do that fight than Manon.
Yeah.
Manon's fantastic, but Manon has lots of opportunities in Europe, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Bunmi
dude,
doesn't have lots of opportunities in Africa,
Yeah,
bro.
Manon is an insane talent, man.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't see that fight happening, to be honest. I also don't see Lazard versus Dricus happening. I know Lazard doesn't want to hear it, but I just don't see it happening. It makes no sense to me.
Oh, what you're saying from financially for Dricus?
Yeah, it makes no sense. And even career-wise, it makes... Okay, he beat Soulja Boy. He beat an older Soulja Boy who's been out of action for a long time. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like... It still doesn't make sense to me for Dricus.
Maybe Dricus is just... He hasn't been super active lately. Maybe he's just listed to just do it again, you know?
Maybe. But why wouldn't you just be listed to do it for quadrillion
But
times
he is
amount of
doing it
money?
though, isn't he? September, October, something like that.
September, you're going to be back December. What if you get sparked, bro? What if you fight a 3-round war and take a lot of punishment and you win and it's MMA, you can't bank on things like
No,
that.
100%. I was thinking the exact same
3-month
thing today.
turnaround, bro.
John Wayne Parr just announced that
Yeah.
massive fight that he's
Yeah.
boxing fight he's
And
having.
then fighting like the next weekend.
He's fighting like next weekend in Japan in
Yeah,
a
but that's John
kickboxing
Wayne
fight.
Parr, bro. He's a maniac.
No.
If you know
I'm
what
just
can do
saying
it.
it's crazy that people are willing to put all
Yeah.
this money behind the hype around something when
Yeah.
this person's got something else lined up prior to
Dude,
that.
exactly. Look, that being said, Dricus is absolutely the kind of dude that can pull that shit off.
Yeah.
Because he's that confident in his ability. He'll get down there and move on and start focusing on the next one. He definitely can do it, and he is that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I just don't think it makes sense to me. It's not smart. And you know, the problem with a lot of these situations for a guy like Dricus who just wants to be active and wants to be competitive and wants to fight the biggest fights, when you've been sidelined for a little while, you just want to get back in there and get it done and like pump it.
Yeah.
I also feel like Dricus has this thing where he almost feels like he owes the EFC something. So he's like, yeah, cool, I'll fight. Doesn't relinquish titles, hangs on. You know, like I'm like we spoke. I'm getting ready to do. I want to do the updated version of the pound for pound rankings, and I can't put Dricus on there because the last time people were giving me crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like he hasn't fought in 6 months. I'll remove him from the pound for pound rankings, but he's still technically in talks with the EFC, so it still makes him a contracted fighter. So where do you put him in the mix? It's quite weird. You know what I'm saying? But
When last did he compete in the UFC?
dude.
I think something like that, you have to have a 12-month inactivity period of
Yeah.
some sorts.
We were just on his page, actually. Let's see.
It's giving you the answer already, John.
Is it
Dricus is... You just need to put DRIC and then
DRRC in the
and then Google's like, what up?
Okay. So you know you're big man. Your first 3 things are Sports 24. Let's have a look here. Okay. Was Yannick, bro? When was that? Can you see?
2017. It's almost 2 years out of the UFC. It is 2 years next week
Yeah.
or the following week.
And he's been out a year. He's been inactive for a year, which is not a long time in MMA.
Oh, it's a fairly long time. Like,
Yeah.
if you have like a specific rate you're going at.
Yeah. But he did the right thing, I think. Take a big knockout like that. First loss in a very long time, you know, like just take it easy. Just look at Dricus's body of work, dude. It's unreal. Unreal. Makulu.
Tez
Donovan
Makueba.
Hawkey. Darren Daniel. Dino Bagatti. Bruno Makulu again. Martin van Staan. Rafael Haratek. Daracha. Yannick Bahati.
He's had a
Roberto
lot of cancelled
Salvage.
bouts, eh?
He has actually, eh?
At
Okay,
first there
okay.
wasn't lots.
Listen, you're going to have to swallow
Let's
that
just
because
see.
Henry Fadipo
He pulled
fucking
out.
around, dude. How many times?
Yeah, okay, so Henry pulled out. So those both went him.
Henry pulled out 3 times, bro.
Yeah. Then who? Corey Nelson.
Shaw Kennedy.
Who's Corey Nelson?
You know what this is? Remember he went to Australia? He was supposed to have that fight in Australia in December, and he had a problem with his visa, and he was cutting weight in the airport. He was literally cutting weight in the airport with a skipping rope and a sweatsuit. And his visa didn't come through in time. He went from Thailand straight to Australia for a fight. It never happened. It was one of those weird things. This one here,
Stephen Kennedy. Who's that?
I think this might have been the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the one before that, who's Corey Nelson? This is what happens when Rourke's not chat. Then we have to fuck around the computer.
I'm trying to remember, man. I remember Drickers told me these stories of how these happened quite a while ago.
There's also an Australian
I think it was the same organization that it fell through twice. There was a problem with the visas. Yeah, I don't think it'll tell us why it was cancelled, but yeah, something like that. What's that? Legend MMA. Yeah, I think that. Let's see if it's the same organization. Whoa, I'm into some diagnostics here.
Jeez, like it's shit.
So let's see this one. Yeah, Legend MMA.
Yeah, it was same thing.
Legend MMA. Yeah.
So I mean, in fairness, all those cancelled ones out so far haven't been him.
So you know what happened here? I think he was scheduled to fight this dude. This dude pulled out, and this dude stepped up, and then the visa issue happened. I think that's what happened.
Just go a little bit higher. What was the other cancelled ones? Okay, that he...
Boris Menkosi broke his hand.
Yeah.
Drickers broke his hand.
So, Dricker only pulled out one fight so far.
2. This one with the weight. So, Boris Menkovsky twice.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Boris must be fucked off.
Yeah. Boris, fuck this guy.
Sounds like Luke Conrad all over again.
World's longest Grand Prix.
4-man Grand
Look,
Prix.
man, I hope Drickers comes back, because I think it will be huge for the EFC.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a sellout card in Pretoria, especially if you can get Drickers and Neil on the same card. You know they're going to put Gordon Rootman on that card. So yeah, I think it's a good opportunity.
Gordon and Neil were meant to fight. Maybe they'll do that.
Maybe. Gordon commented on the light heavyweight fights.
The what?
Always watching and always cryptic.
On which I
The Quentin Rousseau versus.
What did he say?
Always watching.
Oh, okay.
And he said something about light heavyweight fight a while ago, as well.
Yeah.
I think the shortest.
Like I
light
think it's just
heavyweight in
fucking
history.
around.
Anyway, but yeah, so there's a good opportunity there for December to like really get off with her in the year and a half.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
The last December card was
Yeah, it was
awesome,
pretty
bro.
legit, eh? It was
So, I
pretty
mean,
legit.
They seem to really put a lot of emphasis
Yeah,
on
they
that
do.
on that final one. And I love the Times Square events.
Times Square is the best, dude, without a doubt. It's the best venue we've got. So yeah, that's that.
Awesome, China.
Fantastic.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks for tuning in, peeps. We'll catch you later. Next week's Fight Week show is going to be juicy.
Yep.
We'll catch you later.
Cheers, guys.
Ciao.